All right, day 3 from Death Valley. Still got some more cool stuff to see today. If you haven't checked out my last 2 videos, go back and take a look. We got some pretty good ones on there. We checked out Badwater Basin, hiked a couple of the canyons, we went to the visitor center. Night before that, camped out at the Trona Pinnacles. That was pretty epic. We still got some more good stuff. Right now, about to check out Artist's Palette, and really even just the Artist's Drive along here promises to be pretty cool. Ooh, this is a cool road. Along the Artist's Palette is just what they call Artist's Drive, and it's this kind of bizarre one-lane twisty road here that's actually a lot of fun to drive. That is cool. Ugh. And we've made it to the Artist's Palette. Look at all these cool purples and greens. Got a sweet parking spot right at the front. This place isn't very crowded, actually. Man, those are some cool colors. I think I'm gonna chill here for a little bit and enjoy my lunch, hang out and enjoy this nice view. This is seriously like the most purple weed I think I've ever seen. Seems quite appropriate given where we're at. Signage here explaining how this area's volcanic history is responsible for some of the minerals that give the landscape that really unique color. Now we're at Artist's Palette, kind of the main feature on what they call Artist's Drive, a real scenic one-way kind of touring route, kind of near Badwater here. And this is famous for, mostly because of all those ridiculously beautiful colors. All these purples and greens, you can see them real well from the road, but naturally I want to walk up to them and touch them. So that's what we're gonna do. Also famous for its very recognizable shot from the original Star Wars, where we see R2-D2 going down the canyon, which that's actually visible directly from the parking lot. You can park your car and get out and check out a original filming location from New Hope, 1977. Oh, now we're talking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, how freaking cool. That is every bit as purple as I was hoping for. How cool. There is no camera filter on this. This is straight up purple. Looks like something out of like a crazy hourglass, or you make that weird glass sand art when you were a kid. You layer colored sand into some shaped piece of glass. Ooh, that's pretty high up all of a sudden. Look at that. Man, this might be the coolest thing I've seen all day. I have never walked in purple dirt before. Whew. I was sliding my way down. I gotta say, the videos online and the description online of this place really undersold it. Very much worth checking out Artist's Palette. Oh, cool. There's just all this weird colored rock just sticking out right out of the wall. How crazy. That's so weird looking. It's like I'm in some sort of acid trip. I gotta say, just walking through here is just really amazing. You gotta see it with your own eyes. Looks cool on camera, but it's so much better in person. Alrighty, time to make our way back to the parking lot. A little hike up this hill here and get back on the road, see what's next on the to-do list. Man, this is quite the attraction. The road driving through here is awesome. Just this scenic, windy little one-way road. I mean, the colors of the rocks are absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, you can see pictures of it, but until you're walking with your feet in purple sand. I mean, my feet have purple dust on them, like right now. It's insane. So purple. and then the green just totally throws it off right next to it. I've never seen anything like that before. Certainly never up close. Never like walked through it and like touched it and stuff. So that was really cool. This might be the coolest thing I've seen here in Death Valley, but there's still more to go. Still got some really good stuff, so let's get back on the road. And we've reached a little junction here, which today houses a nice little resort you can stay at. Got a historic marker here talking about those infamous 49ers. 1849, heading out here looking for gold. And now we're going to check out Zabriskie Point, one of the more amazing viewpoints in the whole of Death Valley. Even online it looks pretty amazing, so I'm pretty intrigued to see how it looks to my own eyes. Let's check it out. Just the path up is pretty legendary already. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. Whew, and it still gets higher. Just barely make out the bottom of the canyon floor. Gentleman there to give it scale. And there's the van right there. Let's see how it looks from the top. Man, that is quite the view. So over here, there looks to be a path. I was looking at one of the signs here, given the route. It looks like it winds all the way up to that view. Yeah, in fact, you can see some people up there. You can hike all the way up to that point, and it keeps going, too. It's like an all-day hike. Across some of these crazy mountaintops here. Zabriskie Point. Definitely one of the more memorable stops I've seen here in Death Valley. The view from up here is just almost 360 degrees of just amazing colors and textures, and quite an impressive view. A little more info here about the borax mining going on in Death Valley. Apparently as many as 20 mules were required to haul this stuff out of here. Ooh, those poor mules. That more prominent peak there you see off to the left a little bit, that's known as Manly Peak, named after William Manly, one of the more famous pioneers to come through here in the California Gold Rush. Looks like there's a little side path here, maybe get a slightly less obstructed view. Ah, yeah, that's much better. This location has appeared in a handful of movies over the years, as well as the cover of the album Joshua Tree by U2. Ironically, we're not in Joshua Tree, we're in Death Valley. But I think perhaps my favorite usage has got to be in the pilot of the show The Mandalorian on Disney+. This is the planet that the Mandalorian lands on, where he meets the Ugnaught, where he has to learn how to ride the blurg. Yeah, you see him landing here at Zabriskie Point before all that goes down. Keeping things rolling, we are on to the next stop. And we have made it to the famous Dante's View, perhaps the most epic view in all of Death Valley National Park. And you can see why. This place is just absolutely breathtaking. You can see just for eternity all the way down to the valley floor down there at Badwater. From this point right here, looking down at the view behind me, is where Obi-Wan first shows Luke Mos Eisley off in the distance. And this is the exact view they look at down to the valley below. And Mos Eisley would have been right out there somewhere, off in the distance. I'll have to splice in a shot of that. He describes it as, "You will never see a more wretched hive of scum and villainy." That was done right here. Just an incredible view. Parking lot just over yonder there, and it does appear there's a little trail here leading to perhaps an even better view. We're already here, so let's go check it out. This part's scary. That is down. Yeah, this little trail I'm walking on does appear to continue. Might kind of take you down some of these foothills. I'm not too sure how far it goes. Not sure how far I'd even want to take it. That is about 6,000 feet down below to the valley floor. I thought to give it a sort of a sense of scale. You can kind of just see a car down there, that little black speck. And that is with my zoom all the way in. Keep going. Oh yeah. That is far down there. We are quite high. Making our way back to the parking lot. Short little 10-minute walk out here. Watch your footing, but well worth it. Best view of the day, I think. I will say Zabriskie Point was quite amazing in that it offered just about 360 degrees of epic views. Other than the parking lot, maybe 330 degrees. Here it's a much more narrow scope, maybe about 180. But good God, the distances you can see are just insane. Those mountains gotta be, I don't even know how many, 50, 100 miles away. Everything here takes so long to drive to. But what a trip. Not to mention, it just so much looks like Mos Eisley. It's ridiculous. Freaking Death Valley, man. I don't know why I put this off for so long. I've been meaning to come here for years. Damn, 11,000 feet Telescope Peak rings in at. Bad water down there, and there's where we're at. Dante's View. Man, it was fairly crowded when I got here, but I am the only one left. Crazy. Best view in the whole park. Yours truly, only one here. Made our way over to Death Valley Junction, east side of Death Valley National Park. Never one for passing up a haunted and or ghost adventures site, and we got one right here. Amargosa Opera House. Plaque here says this was originally built in 1924. It wasn't until 1967 that it became the Opera House we know it as today. Pretty good, memorable episode of Ghost Adventures filmed here, so they clearly had reason to believe this place is haunted. But pretty cool old building, and it's crazy to know that this was where they found voice phenomena and other paranormal whatnot. Right inside this very much padlocked building. So I'm certainly not gonna break any rules here. I'm just gonna kind of check out outside of the building, see what's what. Building itself certainly has a bit of a creep factor. About as much inside as we're gonna see. Come on, ghostly figure. Ah, not this time. What's that on the right? Oh, it's just my hand. And this stop does mark my last official stop in the Death Valley area. Definitely been a memorable few days. Hopefully you enjoyed some of these videos as well. Don't tune out just yet. I still got one more bonus stop. So in the last video, we visited the Mesquite Sand Dunes out in Death Valley, which is a very famous filming location from the original Star Wars, and somebody messaged me and asked if that was the same dunes where they filmed Book of Boba Fett and Return of the Jedi, the sand barge scene, and it is not. However, that was in California as well. It wasn't in Death Valley, it was down here, about 2 hours east of San Diego, near a town called Glamis, California. And Glamis touts itself as the sand toy capital of the world. As you can see behind me, probably understand why. There are dunes here that just stretch for miles and miles, and they are just picture perfect. There is nothing but dunes and potential sarlacc pits as far as the eye can see. It is quite miraculous. But somewhere out in these dunes is the Sarlacc pit that we see Boba Fett crawl his way out of in the new show, new series on Disney Plus. And definitely had to just swing by here and kind of show you guys where that's at. Post a thing on Google Maps so you can see this is a huge, huge stretch of sand dunes. It just goes on, runs north to south for just gotta be over 100 miles at least. Just very much the Sahara of California. As you can see, despite how impassable this terrain looks, there are tire tracks on a lot of these dunes. That's because people come out here with their sand toys, big old paddles on the tires, and you can just cruise all through here. This has been a very popular desert recreation spot all my life. Unlike most of the deserts here in California, the sand here is just ridiculously fine. It is not dirt, very few rocks, very few plants. Pretty much just all this very fine, kind of perfect sand. Definitely one of the more unique landscapes in all of California. Do see a little bit of everything here, but this is the only place that has Sahara-like dunes. The rest of it's more kind of desert brush and rocks and hills and things of that nature, but not here in Glamis. Mountains are awfully pretty. I always feel like such a goober going back to retrieve my camera for these shots. Oh well, gotta do it. Anyway, signing out from Death Valley. Thank you for watching me. Please throw me a like if you enjoyed it. Check out my channel.